Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing? It is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. Another wonderful day. Yes, it is. And another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. And guess what? If you just keep your focus and your energy, your spirit on what is good, you have the power to manifest something. So put your faith in the things that are good and not the things that are evil and not the things that are negative. Yes, I felt the need to say that, Jackie. But before we start this topic, I want to say to you listeners, make sure that you are still keeping yourself safe. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. And so I just want to remind you, keep yourself safe. Make sure you take those vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, and D, and all that good stuff. Just keep yourself safe because the winter is coming. So keep yourself safe and take care of that body. Anyway, moving right along. If you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at $SB Favor at Cash App. I appreciate you listeners for all of your donations. I appreciate that. Jaki Draper is here, and we are going to talk about stress management. Why stress? The holidays are almost here, and sometimes people start to stress out over gifts, stress out over what to eat, what not to eat, all that crazy stuff because the holiday parties are here, and we need to manage our stress and focus on just keeping the holidays about spending time with family, cherishing these moments because a lot has happened in 2021 and 2020. So we need to be reminded to cherish our families because this year, Thanksgiving and Christmas, people will be spending time together that didn't spend time together last year because, the pandemic was a little different. So we're just going to talk about that. Hello, Jaki Draper.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Well, I had a really, really good day, and I'm excited. I'm excited about a lot of things, and I'm thankful. I'm, once again, thankful. I think that gratitude is so important, and we need to remind people of the power of gratitude, because stress, it doesn't help, There are different types of stress, of course, but all stress can be managed. We don't have to be overwhelmed or overtaken by stress, especially the holidays. I mean, do you get a little pumped up during the holidays? I guess we all do, but the stress, how do you deal with stress during the holidays?
Well, as you mentioned, the gratitude is something that I honestly had to remind myself of today. This season is it's stressful for a lot of people, but when I was having a day today where I had to, you think about things like that you have, you don't have, you've done, you need to get ready for things to prepare. And if you have kids, you have lists of things to buy, you have families, you got to buy all this food and all these things to do. And, and then you also have to live your normal life every day, all day long as well.
Isn't that something?
So so I have this extra life going on around you, plus your normal life going on as well. So I had a moment today that I had to remind myself of things that I need to be grateful for and not focus on the things that I don't have.
That's awesome. That's awesome because that's the focal point, gratitude. We should always be grateful for what we have. There's nothing wrong with, wanting to do more, accomplish more, and be more of a giver and all that. That's beautiful. But we should always have a focus on just being thankful. Having just gratitude. Excuse me. I just belched a little bit, Jack.
I didn't know that was what that was. Now everybody knows.
Well, you know what? It just makes me human, when I trip over my words or whatever, respectfully that is. Guess what? I'm human. But anyway, like I said, we have to be grateful. When we are grateful for just life, health, family, the things that we have, then what happens is we make space for increase. When we are grateful, when we are filled with the spirit of gratitude, we make space for increase of all that is good, all that you could possibly want when you have a spirit of gratitude. Stressing out about the holidays and what to do and how to do and all that. I think that we all go through that on different levels, right? But I just think that it can be managed. And the reason why I say that is because I also sometimes experience like a level of stress, during the holidays. But I tell myself all the time, stay focused, stay grateful. And the people that are in my life that are up close to me, I just make sure that we be steadfast on focusing on just cherishing the moments that we have. You know what I mean? Because there are some people that's not here. A lot of people passed in 2020 and 2021, and the pandemic was happening. And so this year, families can spend time together in another kind of way because a lot of people have been vaccinated and the pandemic numbers have gone down. So we need to cherish the moments with our families and not focus on the things that are not important. What you say?
Right, absolutely. It's definitely, I think everyone knows that. I don't think that most people walk around thinking that, it's all about material things. I think we all know that we need to focus on the things that we have and being grateful and what we're thankful for. But in the moment, you want everything to be so perfect and so good, and you want your children to be happy, and you want everything so right that it's easy to lose sight. It's like all of a sudden you're in this moment where you need to regroup and you're a little lost.
Yeah.
Even whether it's the holidays or not, other normal life situations as well. But I think that the problem with the holidays is that everyone has their normal life situations going on, and then you throw the stress of family and, trying to divide your time up between all the people who love you and, all the stuff that you need to do with all of the stuff that you want to do.
Yeah.
How do you fix that? How do you recenter in those moments?
You recenter by having a focus. Your focus has to be on your core values. Your core values pertaining to your family, cherishing those moments. You mentioned that most people are not focused on the material things, but guess what? I know some people that are focused on the material things. And unfortunately, I just think that comes from just the wrong focus, being focused on, okay, what am I going to get from my parents? What am I going to get from my friends and all that stuff? And then you have grown folks that do the same thing. Their focus is in the wrong place. And I just think that whether it's a friend or your children or whoever, I think that we all need to be reminded of our core values. And our core values have to do with cherishing one another, understanding that we should be grateful and focus on the fact that we're still here, and we should be in the moment of loving each other, be in the moment of being a help to one another. And of course, some people may even struggle a little bit because loved ones that have passed on. I would say to that person, make sure you pray. Make sure you pray, because when you pray, you are taking off something to put on something. And what I mean by that is when you pray, you're giving what's on your mind to God. And then in return, there's an exchange. He gives you peace. He gives you what you need so you can function. So make sure you pray. So that's what I would say to that. But also, Jackie, because the time has recently went back and the sun goes down quicker, that's another thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
That make people a little stressed out sometimes. But as I stated, prayer is the key thing. Exercise, journaling, meditation, reading inspirational content, and being active with your hobbies to manage the stress. And as far as trying to stay away from that holiday stress, just focus on the things, like I said, that just fill you up with gratitude. Because when you have your mind focused on being grateful, then you can't be stressful. You can't do two things at once in your mind in that order. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't. So
yeah, I agree. I like that.
Yeah. That works for me, because I think that a lot of times when we focus on circumstances and situations, we make our circumstances bigger than what they are. It could be something that's so small, but the fact that an individual could be focusing on that situation so much, it becomes a mountain, and it's just a pebble. So everything that we experience pertaining to stress, I believe it has to do with our focus. If you focus on the thing you want to happen versus the thing you don't want to happen, then the thing that you want to happen will eventually happen, because you are giving your energy and your faith, your spirit, to the thing you want to see. That's manifesting. You know what I mean? So stress is not good for any of us, because different levels of stress can harm the body. And during the holidays, just sitting and laughing and eating with family members or friends over lunch or dinner or whatever it is we do, I think just being in the moment and being grateful will add something to you, just being filled. Because the more you are grateful, you make room for increase of anything that is good. So, but you wanted to talk about this topic, Jackie. So what else? Tell me about what else you were thinking about.
I wanted to ask you just now, whenever you just mentioned manifesting. Do you know a lot about that, first of all?
Actually, I do. I know a whole lot about it, because over the last, I would say, 20-something years, I was doing things and I didn't even know I was actually manifesting. I was practicing a routine of different things that I do in my life, and I didn't even know that was manifesting. This is 2021. Right now they call it manifesting.
Right.
They wasn't calling it manifesting 20 years ago. Maybe it was another name, but yeah. To answer your question, yeah, I know a lot about that. Maybe we could do an episode another time about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what I was thinking about as far as dealing with stress and things in the holiday season, and I think a lot of stress comes from, like I've said, like you're worried about you're having this family dinner, you're having all these people together, the different personalities, and I wouldn't say that I know a lot about manifesting, but I have recently researched more of the science behind it. I'm a very logical person. So, I mean, I'm very spiritual and believe in the universe and stuff. But as far as the manifesting is concerned, I've been looking into a lot of the science behind it.
Yeah.
And I feel that how I catch myself a lot of times is trying to focus on the good, but using the negative words, like saying, oh, please don't let this happen. I don't want this to happen. And then you end up manifesting that thing that you didn't want to happen, because that's what keeps coming out of your mouth.
Right.
Do you feel that is that a way to deal with the stress? Like you say, instead of saying, I don't want my mom and my sister to get in a fight and somebody's going to throw something at somebody, say it, I want everyone to get along together. I want everyone to be happy. We're going to everybody is going to do this. Cousin Susie isn't going to get too drunk. We don't want to say like the negative parts. Does that help you? Do you ever practice manifesting in that fashion?
No, I don't focus on. I solely focus on what
reverse it, and is what I mean.
No.
Do you reverse it?
No. I focus solely on what I want to see happen, because I believe if you give your energy to anything that is negative, I believe if it's just a minute, you give power to something to happen. You know what I'm saying? I just believe that, because a lot of times in my life personally, during the holidays, it could be something that I want to do and I'm trying to figure out how to do it because time limitations or something like that. And if I focus on it and just do what I need to do for it to happen, then guess what? I don't give any room to doubt or unbelief that it can't happen. I don't sit around and say, "Oh my God, what am I going to do?" And I don't allow that to come in. If it comes up, then I force it out of my mind, because I think that a lot of times, if we meditate on something too long, then it just becomes bigger and bigger. And like I said, I believe that stress comes from making certain things bigger than what they are. And I think a lot of times people during the holidays, what they do is, they want to do all these big things, extravagant things, and we all have time constraints to get it done, right? So I think that when a person is focusing on how can I do this, what am I going to do, if you just focus on the fact that you can get it done, you focus on that, guess what? You're going to get it done. You don't focus on the how. Just focus on the fact that you're going to get it done. When everything happened with me a couple months ago with my daughter and my mom and all that stuff that happened, traveling and organizing events and all the stuff that I had to do. In my mind, I just kept saying, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get this done. Everything's working out for me. Like I told you before, that's what I repeat to myself. Everything's working out for me. No matter how big it is, no matter what it is, I always say, everything's working out for me. Everything's working out for me. I don't care what it is. And I'm saying it right now because I have things that I got to do. And I'm saying to myself, everything's working out for me. And then something comes to my mind. You're like, well, what about this? Everything's working out for me. Everything is working out for me.
I love that.
Yeah. So I say that all the time. I wake up in the morning, like if something is real heavy trying to come to me, I wake up in the morning like, okay, everything's working out for me. And I pray, and then I walk around the house, and then throughout the day while I'm working online or whatever it is I'm doing, I just keep repeating that in my mind. Everything's working out for me. Everything's working out for me. The phone might ring, and it might not be in my favor, and I say, everything's working out for me. It just,
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I just
use it.
I just keep saying that, and so also when I say that, it changes my spirit. It changes my energy. It changes everything around me. I mean, just a minute ago when I said it, I started smiling because I can feel that the spirit, the force of it all. Everything is working out for me. You know what I'm saying? So
that's wonderful.
That's what we need to do. I think that if you focus on something too much, the negative part of it, how am I going to do this? Oh, this is the last minute. What am I going to do? And that's stress. That's, that's also a form of confusion because you don't know what to do. You kind of just throwing things up in the air and you don't have a plan. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know what to do. But if you just focus on what you have to do and the fact that it's working out for you, then guess what? There is no stress. You just keep walking towards it. Keeps telling yourself it's working out for me. Do what you have to do to get it done. The shopping, the planning, the structure, whatever it is you want done, apply yourself to it. But as you walk towards it every single day, just know it's working out for you. Even if something happens along the way, just keep telling yourself it's working out for me. Because I'm telling you, I tell myself that all the time, and while I'm exercising, I say it. When I'm meditating, I say it. Just even when I'm driving, I say it. Everything's working out for me. Everything. Because life is not happening to you. It's happening for you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. When some people are stressed out to the point where they are, they don't know what to do, or they are so in a panic mode, that means they haven't taken the opportunity to create a state of being. We have the ability to create a state of being. We do that by what we focus on. If I focus on the fact that I want to be at the beach a certain time at a certain on a certain day, of course I could just jump in my car and go there. Okay, but what if I want to go to a place like Bali or somewhere that I have to take a flight, right? And And I'm saying to myself, okay, when am I going to plan this out? And it's going to cost a certain amount of money and all that stuff. And what if I start thinking about, oh, it's going to be too expensive. I can't afford that. If I start thinking all those crazy things, guess what? That means my focus is in the wrong place. But if I apply myself to what I want and I keep telling myself, it's working out for me. Everything's working out for me. Everything is working out for me.
I love that. I'm going to find me a screensaver that says that.
That's right. That's right. So listeners, during this holiday season, please don't stress yourself out. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and make sure you spend that time with the family. And in the midst of running your errands and doing all that you have to do for the holidays, like Jackie said, you still got a life to live for yourself. But in the midst of all of that, you got to get things done. Guess what? Don't stress. Just tell yourself it's working out. It's working out for me. It's working out. Don't think about the how and the what if. Just apply yourself to what you need to do, because it's not going to fall from the sky. Because people that think like that, that's a whole nother episode. They kind of, that's a little off. But you got to apply yourself to what you want. And then as you do that, guess what? Tell yourself, it's working out for me. It's working out. It's working out. It's all working out. Like I told you, Jackie, all that stuff that was going on, I was traveling. I was running through airports. I was tired. I had to work. I still had to work, running back and forth up and down the highway. Guess what? During those events in September, I kept telling myself, it's all working out for me. I kept meditating on that so much that the stress, every time it tried to come with bad energy or bad spirit, I dismissed it quickly, because once you allow yourself to participate in a bad space, in a negative space, a space that's with confusion, or a space that's not good for you to think, then guess what? Then the next thing you know, you'll be all over the place, and then the stress starts to elevate on a whole nother level, and you don't want that. You don't want that. So we can control it.
Right.
We can control it. And of course, like I said, the tips that I mentioned, of course, managing stress during the holidays, make sure you pray, exercise, journal, meditate, read inspirational content, and be active in your hobbies. Stay busy, because the sun is going down quicker, and we got to manage stress, people. And during the holidays, some of our loved ones are not here anymore. And we do not have to have a setback. We can stay encouraged, and we can stay lifted up. So, stress management is possible, and we can have a good energy, a good spirit about everything. We don't have to be walking around thinking, oh, I can't afford this, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. No, you don't have to do that. You don't. You really don't. You don't. You really, really don't. You really don't. And I say that like that with such passion, because I've been in situations in my life, and I was thinking, oh, wow, this is such a challenge. I had financial challenges in my life. And in the midst of having financial challenges in my life, I just said, you know what? I'm not even going to think about that. That's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? I kept telling myself, this was years ago, like 2010, 2009, 2008, I kept telling myself, that's a done deal. I used to say that. That's a done deal. Right? So that's close to everything's working out for me. And so when I would say that's a done deal, that was my way of just casting it to the side, giving it to God, praying about it, and just leaving it alone,
Right.
So that's what we have to do.
I find that I get stressed out a lot. I stress myself out because I'm trying to control situations, and I have to remind myself that I don't need to be in control. I don't need.
Nope.
I need to just let this go. I don't need to.
Yep.
I don't need to know the outcome of everything.
The
I
outcome.
can be in the moment.
The outcome is what you project, because if you are giving your confidence and faith to what you are projecting, and of course you pray, you have faith in God, then it's going to work out for your good. If you project that, then the outcome is going to be good no matter what. Yeah, I'm telling you, I have gone through things in my life where I said to myself, wow, what in the world is this? But then I said, no, no, no. I'm not going to walk around and think about it, because thinking about something is not going to fix it in the order of the negative part. You understand what I'm saying? If you're thinking about something in a negative way, or worry, that's what that is. That's worry. If you think about something that way, it's not going to fix it. So why do harm to yourself and allow yourself to be filled with the thing that's stealing from you? The worry is it's a thief. It steals your peace. It steals your joy. It keeps people up at night. So why not just think about what you want to see instead of the thing that's not happening? Because the more a person thinks about what's not happening versus what can happen, they are actually repelling the thing that they want to happen. If I say, okay, for this holiday, I want to do certain things for family and I want to have a party and all of that. If I say I want to do that, right, and I apply myself, taking the steps to get it done, not looking at, of course, I want to manage money the right way, because that's what we should do. But just taking the steps to get things done versus saying to myself, I can't afford that. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh boy, this is too much. If I
Right.
If I sit and think like that, that means I'm repelling away the thing that I want to happen. But if I say to myself, I'm going to make it happen. It's going to be good. It's working out for me. Blessings are increasing. My day is good. All things are working out. There's a blessing coming. If I keep projecting that, then guess what? Something has to happen. It has to happen. I'm telling you. I am telling you, it has to happen. It's times in my life, back in, I think maybe like the 90s or something like that, where I needed a car, and the car I had, it was done. It died on me, and I needed a car, and I woke up the next day and I was thinking to myself, okay, I got to get a car. At that moment during that time in the 90s, I didn't have a whole lot of money in my pocket. I was in my 20s, right? So guess what? I said, you know what? I'm going to get a new car. I don't know how I'm going to get it, but I'm going to get a new car. I would say I'm going to get a new car. And you
found a way.
Somebody gave me a car. And it was a good car. It was a good car. It was the car only had like 14 miles on it, something like that.
Oh my!
Yes.
You really did get a good car.
Yes. I think it was like 14 miles, something like that. But anyway, the whole gist of the story is this: in that moment, you asked me about, do I know anything about manifesting? And the answer was, I've been doing it a long time ago, and that's what I'm talking about. I was doing that a long time. I was saying things and just projecting things, and I didn't know I was actually doing that. But see, one day also, this happened to me. One day I was praying, and I kept hearing the word projection. I kept hearing that word. And that's not a word that I use much. But I said, wait a minute, why I keep hearing this word projection? So I went to the dictionary. I looked it up just to get different definitions of it. And I said, oh. So in that moment, I believe that was God telling me, project what you want. Because I never used that word projection like that. Now that was about 10 years ago. And so I started projecting everything. Even when things go wrong, let's say something goes wrong, right? I start looking at the other side of what is wrong. Instead of me looking at what is wrong, I start looking at the other side, meaning like getting past what happened that was wrong, or getting past the problem. I don't look at the problem. I'm looking on the other side of the problem. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when I started doing that, I said, okay, that's the way to stay focused as well. And then next thing you know, guess what? The circumstance changed quicker. I said, whoa.
Right.
What in the world? So now when something happens, I'm telling you, I try so hard to stay focused, and I just give it all I got. And then I pray, of course. I meditate, and then Like I said, I journal, I exercise. I exercise because while I'm exercising, I'm meditating at the same time. I'm telling myself, I'm talking to myself, telling myself what I want and what I want to see while I'm exercising. So, but it's a daily work that we all have to put in order to experience the blessings and to manage stress in our life. And we can do it. And in the times that I've struggled, I had to learn how to be really, really persistent to be better at this. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because the days where I might be a little discouraged, I have to fight. I have to tell myself, okay, I gotta go pray. I gotta fight. I gotta fight to stand up, because that's what life does. It throws things at us to see what's in you, and you gotta stand up. So, but I like this topic. The stress and keeping the holidays about spending time with the family. But yeah, is there anything else you want to share, Jackie?
No, I think that's good. I just, I don't think I articulated it properly with the manifesting. I never know the right words to use when I'm talking about that. I was thinking, though, that sometimes we make things worse on ourselves because we're manifesting the opposite of what we want, because we're not thinking of the thing we do want. We're thinking of the thing we don't want.
Exactly. There you go.
That's what I was trying to say, and it just kind of fell out of my mouth all wrong.
No, it's okay.
But I feel like that a lot of times, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times I bring my own stress on myself.
Yeah. I think we all do, because we're thinking about the wrong thing too much. And then also, your feelings, sometimes we get feelings about things. But if you focus on the thing you want to happen, the feelings of already having it can be present too. How about that? That's manifesting. Right. The feeling of already having it. If I say that I want a new car, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to get in my car that I have now, and I'm going to smell the leather of the new car. Okay? That's what I'm going to do.
Live in it.
That's right.
Live in it now.
That's right.
And it produces itself.
And so, stressing out about how and when and all that, guess what? If you focus on the thing you want to happen versus the thing you don't want to happen, then the thing you want to happen is going to happen. And don't allow feelings to dictate to you in a negative way, but take on the positive feelings about the things you want to happen. And when you focus on the things that you want to happen, you can manifest the feeling of already having it. And then guess what? It'll show up, because you're giving energy to it. You're giving faith to it. I call that projected aligned faith. That's what I call that, because I'm a woman of prayer. I believe that God, He makes it happen for all of us. But I believe that He's given us free will to activate faith. And when you activate faith, by believing and focusing and aligning yourself in the direction you need to go, and how you want it to happen, when you want it to happen, it will happen. It may not happen exactly all the time, but I'm just saying it will happen. But it happens. Right. It has to be about maintaining the correct thoughts. I just think that worry, doubt, and unbelief, once you think about, I don't know, I just don't know. Oh, I just don't know. I just don't know. You don't want that. And the reason why I can laugh about that, because I used to do it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But then all of a sudden, something inside me is just like, you're going to make it happen. You're going to do it. You're going to make it happen. Then I tell myself, yes, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's happening. It's happening now. So now I'm in a place of everything's working out for me. Everything's working out for me. So
everything's working out for me.
That's right. Just stay on it. Stay on it like that. And things will turn around. And for this holiday, we don't have to be stressed out. We don't have to be discouraged. And we definitely don't have to have a setback if we are dealing with any level of grief. We must rejoice. We must be encouraged. We must pray. And we also must project the thing we want to see. If you have a loved one that's not here, just remember them in spirit and rejoice that they are in the presence of God. And the reason why I say it like that, because It's a promise that God has given us that heaven is real. And if you know that somebody is smiling on the other side, yes, you're going to miss them. And I'm not telling you how to grieve, but what I'm saying is to you is make sure you rejoice and celebrate that life. Because, Jackie, I am going to keep celebrating my mom's life. I'm not going to be sitting around crying and all that stuff. Yes, I might have my little moments. A tear may drop every now and then. But you know what I do? The music she liked, the food she loved, the clothes she loved, I rejoice over things like that. Because grief can be another thing that can be dangerous pertaining to stress. You know what I'm saying? During the holidays. So we got to keep ourselves up and we got to do the work. So, but we're going to wrap it up. Do you have anything else you want to share?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Now, listeners, thank you so much once again for tuning in to listen to SB Favor Thinking Podcast. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. And once again, I want to remind you, if you would like to donate to the podcast, you can donate at $ at Cash App, SB Favor. I appreciate that. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SB Favor. I also have a TikTok handle. I am not dancing over there. I have to keep saying that. But there is inspirational content over there. It's good stuff there. And also, you can find me on YouTube. Please click like, share the podcast with others. And also on the YouTube channel, please click the bell so that you can receive a notification each time there is a new episode of SB Favor Thinking Podcast. Please, listeners, share the podcast with others. You can do no wrong with that. You can only do good. Share. I thank you so much. And Jackie, thank you once again for chatting with me. We will be back once again next week, Jackie.
Yes,
so,
we will.
Listeners, you have a good day.